Ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your donkeys. It's season 3 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw. With your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, plus Quick Nick, our esteemed regulars, and Australia's best-looking creators. Many of whom have books for sale at comx.shop. Now, let's get stanky.
Welcome to Friday Night Drink and Draw, episode 79. Tonight's theme is Sabretooth, and we are joined by Duncan Cunningham from ComX as our special
Hey all. Says, how much does that intro music just slap, as the kids say?
Just awesome.
Well into it. Hey, my name's Spedsy, aka Rob Lyle. I am here with my friend, Quick Nick. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
I've missed you. Where have you been? How's your week?
I'm on school holidays as a teacher, so it's been good times for me.
I'm on school holidays as a father.
Oh, not good time.
Hugh's next to him. Well, it's none other than Hugh McGowan. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
G'day, Hugh.
Hello.
Hey, man.
And then, of course, Torn's dad is in the hizzy. Peter Lawson, son-of-law. How are you, sir?
I am good. How are you, my friend?
I am not bad.
That's good.
And then
That's
this
not what
guy,
I read, but that's fine.
this just dropped this week. Amazing Tales number 6, Beowulf, written, drawn by the man, Dave Dye. Hello, sir.
G'day all. How are you?
Battery Hands, Ryan Veller is in the house. Hello.
Hello there, everybody.
Hello. The man who's always battling, bustling, chin wagging, Lee Chalker. Hello, sir.
Hello, mate. How are you? How's everyone?
Good, buddy.
Very good.
It's Jim Lee's son, Dushan, is in the house. Hello, sir. And then the man, the crucifix executioner, Duncan Cunningham. Welcome, sir.
Hello all.
It's always good when someone's last name doesn't appear on the little label, and for a second you go, oh God. What was his last name? Oh God. The C was enough. It got me there. Sis, we're talking about the guy who likes to say runt a lot.
He does he? I didn't know that.
He's always... Here he is. You know what he's thinking here. I'm going to get that little runt.
Oh, yes, I get you now.
What's the matter, runt? Can't take care of your woman. Your woman.
That's the guy.
That's him. Victor Creed.
So, Sis, tell us, what do you know, love, hate about Sabretooth?
Well, I know a little bit about him. I know that he's like the nemesis of old Wolverine, pretty much. I'm not sure if in the comics they're related, but in the movies they're related. Because they weren't related when I was reading the comics, so I don't know if that's changed.
Were they related in the Wolverine origins, were they?
Yeah.
It's sort of stepbrothers sort of
brothers,
thing, yeah, the origin, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember he was a big part of the Mutant Massacre, killing all the Morlocks. So he's a bit of a psychopath. He loves to kill. He gets off on killing people. So
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
yeah, everyone needs a hobby. Yeah.
That's right, mate.
That's probably about the most knowledge I've got on him.
Yeah, if you had to guess, who do you think created Sabretooth?
Oh God.
One of the more famous X-Men writers.
That's Chris Claremont, yeah.
I
When he
will go out there and
Fist,
start Chris
I think.
Claremont because I've got the issue.
He did Iron Fist, possibly.
That's right. Iron Fist 14 with John Byrne, I think, from memory.
I was going to say, who can give me the artist? John Byrne was the artist, yeah.
Oh no way.
I've got it. I was trying to find it before today, but couldn't.
Well, funnily enough, I nearly missed the intro of the show because I've been trying to optimize a GIF of Sabretooth having his nipples tortured from the cartoon. But from my private nipple torture collection, I just but the file size is too big. So anyway, moving on. Nick Cleary, tell us what you know about nipple torture. Sabretooth.
I don't know a lot. I think as a villain, it's cool that Wolverine's nemesis is just like a thug. Really, he's not an intellectual guy, from what I understand. I think there's something cool about if they're going to meet, they're just going to brawl, right? Not too much more to do. He's sort of just muscle. And my other thought about old Sabretooth was, I recall in the movies, 2 different people played him. And it was always interesting, like, how are these characters how is he going to become that other actor in time? It didn't quite happen, and no one ever thought it would. It was a strange, just like one of those Hollywood things where it's like, don't worry about that. Let's have fun with this one. Come on. So,
yeah, with the movies, we did miss out on, like Hugh Jackman's obviously an awesome Wolverine, but we did miss out on the Sabretooth is meant to be kind of like monstrous compared to Wolverine. Towers over him, but then they're equals when it comes to fighting. And then, we had, what was the wrestler's name? I can't remember his name.
Taylor Mayne, something like that.
Yeah, he probably looked the part, but I don't know. Did he say anything?
He can't act, but he certainly looked the part.
So Sabretooth first appeared in Iron Fist, number 14. Pete, can you give us a year? What do you reckon?
Oh, shit. Be in the 70s? Late 70s? No? Yes?
Pick a number, Pete. Pick a number.
78.
Nah, loser. 77.
So close.
Hugh, what have you got on Sabretooth?
Pretty good, Pete.
Not much. I mostly knew him from the movies. I read a trade before this, and he was not related to Wolverine, but they got their memories wiped, and he killed his brother. I think it was like an Origins thing. Apparently in a couple versions, he killed Wolverine's girlfriend in a Western era.
I was going to say that's not Mariko, is it? That's
Silver Fox.
Silver Fox.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's about the extent of my knowledge.
Well, apparently Chris Claremont originally intended for Sabretooth to be Wolverine's father, but it was contradicted by subsequent writers. Claremont, when asked had he intended the relationship, what he had intended for the relationship between Wolverine and Sabretooth, father and son. That's why Sabretooth always considered Logan sloppy seconds to his original real deal. The other critical element in my presentation of their relationship was that in their whole life, Logan has never defeated Sabretooth in a knockdown, drag-out, kill-or-be-killed berserker fight. By the same token, on every one of his birthdays, Sabretooth has always managed to find him no matter where Logan was or what he was doing, and come within an inch of killing him for no other reason than to remind him that he could. So poor Wolverine's never had a birthday party that Sabretooth didn't crash. Peter Lawson, have you got someone that keeps rocking up to your birthday parties each year that you really wish wouldn't?
Wait. Yeah, my wife.
Hey.
Can't get rid of her.
You're sleeping in the doghouse tonight, mate.
Well, my dog loves me, so that's fine.
What do you know about Sabretooth, Pete? Is he fun to draw? All that hair going on and stuff?
This is actually the first time I've ever tried to draw him. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
All that hair and furry stuff on his suit, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
But as I said before, I had the Iron Fist issue that he debuted in, sort of back in the day where John Byrne was putting out pretty much everything, and I was buying all of it. So
Have you still got most of your early X-Men stuff?
Yeah, they're all out there, all boxed up in a cupboard. So double sealed up in a shed where weather can't get them, and one day I'll sort them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
How
got
many?
them inside. How many?
How many sort of boxes are we talking about?
Oh, nice.
They're all different size boxes, so it'd be hard to quantify, but there'd be 3,000 or 4,000
Whoa.
out there.
Boy.
Sweet. Well, I'll be
Nice.
that.
You'll be getting some text messages from Grayleys tomorrow, mate.
Oh, well, I've got the
Come
entire.
and have a look at your shed.
Luckily, no one knows where I live.
Now, Dave, I've got you in the wrong spot. I was too busy optimizing my nipple GIF that I didn't move you where you're meant to be. So you're earlier in the piece than normal. Dave, what do you know about Sabretooth?
No, not a lot. I know that he's Marvel Comics,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always fighting Wolverine. That's about all I know, I think.
To look at him, Dave, what would you say his powers are? Like his one sort of main power?
Oh well,
Coughing up airballs.
big strong fella, isn't he? I don't know. He's just no, I don't know. He's strong, I guess. He looks pretty crazy and strong.
So if I said he has the power to turn into an actual Sabretooth, is that true or false?
Oh, okay. Can he do that? Wow, that's pretty good, I guess. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, well, it's true or false, Dave. So what do you think?
Actual Sabretooth. I've never seen any pictures of Sabretooths in it, so no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, good. That's,
Nice.
When I Googled Sabretooth to get images, I didn't see anything like that come up. So that's what my guess was what it was.
well, yeah, so his powers are much the same as Wolverine's. However, he doesn't have adamantium on his skeleton. So his advanced healing factor is his sort of main ability to regenerate damaged or destroyed areas of his body and cellular structure far beyond the capabilities of an ordinary human.
Oh, right.
If I remember correctly, on his first appearance, though, that wasn't there.
Right.
I think he was just a strong guy in a weird suit with claws who was really angry, and like a pirate or something or other. I might be wrong. Been a long time since I read it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because he has a little bit of Kraven the Hunter sort of vibes. And so if you make him kind of powerless, he's just a guy in a furry jacket, like my boy, whoever I was just talking about. For some reason, I can't remember. Moving on. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, well, so the healing factor also grants him virtual immunity against most poisons, drugs, toxins, and diseases. So there you go, Dave. Drugs are for mugs.
Yes.
They don't affect Sabretooth at all. So,
Do Wolverine and Sabretooth have a power related to like smell and hunting? Is there something extra they've got, or is that just
sniff power? Yeah, sniff power.
Yeah, sensors. Yeah,
It's just their mutant ability enhances all their senses.
Right. I'll take that.
If you did have that power, though, quick, what's how, and we're hanging out, and I've had a couple of burritos. How angry are you getting when I accidentally let one sneak out?
Well, I know it's you, don't I? That's what the power can really be used for. Can I regenerate like a healthier smell in my nose? Is that part of my wheelhouse?
Well, you're not affected by the toxins, so
surely I am.
Well, that's part of your healing factor. Cancels out the virtual immunity to most poisons, drugs, toxins, and diseases.
I probably wouldn't smell it
then. So you could smell what I had for lunch, but it wouldn't necessarily be a repulsive smell. You'd just be like, oh, too many burritos, bro. Mr. Battery Hen, what do you know about Sabretooth?
No,
basic
bad
stuff, really.
connection.
I like with the noise. That was pretty cool.
He's dropping.
It's the robot.
What else? I like the costume better than his second one. I like the costume. The original costume.
Your connection's not real flash, Ryan. We're not picking you up too good.
You can't hear me?
Not very well.
Lee,
Yes, mate.
can I pick your brain for a sec?
Yeah.
Now, as I do my little research here, I'm seeing that it says that Sabretooth at one point was a member of the Exiles. Now, I have a sort of lineup of the Exiles in my head, and I can't picture Sabretooth with them. Can you give me who do you think is on the Exiles?
No.
No. For some reason, I thought you'd be like, just over there, I've got issues 1 through to 50 or whatever, but no.
Yeah, no, I can't help you with that one, mate.
Okay.
I have absolutely, I know of it, but no, I don't know who any of those people are.
Well, the leader was Blink,
for,
and now that I look it up, actually, I can't work out who the members were either. So ignore that line of questioning. Do you have much experience in the Sabretooth side of things?
Yes, weirdly enough, I have heaps. As you know, my dad collected Marvel. He was a big Spider-Man fan. There's the Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, something to that effect in the early 80s, where Sabretooth was a dude that just was trying to kill the Black Cat and then take revenge on Spider-Man. And I first came across him there. And then I was a big X-Men fan and really hooked into the Mutant Massacre and early Wolverine and stuff. So I've sort of traveled along the way with him. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Not really.
Yeah.
Cool character. Anyway, I wouldn't want to run into the fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One would be on the wrong side of him.
Yeah, no, not in a dark alley. But no, he's I like him. He serves his purpose. He's a good foil to Wolverine. The good and the bad of Feral, I suppose. Again, not super familiar with modern day takes on him and stuff, but back probably in that 90s era, early 2000s, he seemed to be in every X-Men comic, Wolverine comic, like he was all over the shop. So, And there's classic images of him. There's that Alan Davis cover where he first fights Wolverine in the Mutant Massacre, where Wolverine and him are at it on the cover. So, God, man, yeah, iconic. Shame they ruined him in the movie. So, yeah.
What did you do in the movie?
No, nothing. It just, honestly, you have these things in the theaters of your mind, man, and it's like neither one of those dudes were Sabretooth. They were just like,
oh, right. Yeah.
It was like someone came half dressed, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't float my boat,
That's not how you envisioned him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, right.
Like this.
Yeah.
Lee, who is there an actor out there you think could play Sabretooth?
I've never
Except
really.
for Jason Momoa.
Oh God, no.
He'd have to be a wrestler, wouldn't it?
No, I don't know. I see him as a big dude, but I don't see him like super muscular. I see him as like a real tall, like maybe, someone swift but body solid. Like I guess maybe an AFL player or like one of those type of dudes. Not heaps of body fat, but fit as a fiddle.
Dermot Brereton.
I never really saw him as like this wrestler. I think he's a bit more cunning than that. If you read a lot of his comic books, he's pretty cluey. I don't know. I really don't know off the top of my head, but that's my vision for him anyway.
Do you know Butterbean?
Butterbean.
Butterbean.
He's a boxer who
Don't think so, Sean.
infamously he's a big egg-looking fella, but he
Eddie
He's more the blob than anything. Be a good blob.
yeah. Deshaun, fun character to draw.
Yes. So first time I saw him was in the X-Men, the animated series. He was in that. That's how first time I saw him. And yes. And then in the comics, especially in the comics, I saw him in the Jim Lee and Chris Claremont X-Men run. There was I think issue 6 or 7. There was a storyline with Wolverine and Omega Red. In that, Sabretooth comes in with Psylocke, I'm guessing, and I can't remember the story properly, but Wolverine gets captured by Omega Red, and Sabretooth and I think Agent X. I think they're from the Weapon X.
He's punched.
And then Sabretooth comes in and rescues Wolverine, or something like that. I can't remember the story. But a fun fact, the modern design of Sabretooth was designed by Jim Lee. Before he had John Byrne's design.
Yep.
After Jim Lee came in, he had the orange and the brown suit. He was a bit more bulky now. Before John Byrne's one, he wasn't that bulky. I think he was a bit leaner. Yeah, and didn't like him in the movie. I didn't mind the wrestler guy in the first X-Men movie. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
He looks like, but not the X-Men Origins actor. Yeah.
Could anyone throw out a Marvel character who could beat Sabretooth in a fight? What do you got?
Spider-Man.
Probably
Or-
Venom.
Sell me on it, Lee. How is Spider-Man beating Sabretooth?
Well, from memory, in their first appearance, Spider-Man sprayed web onto his face to blind him, and Sabretooth, in a rage, ripped the webbing off his face and took his face with it. And freaked out and ran out the window. And that was, Spider-Man doing the whole, oh, that was lucky. Look at my suit, like it's got, like his little thing he always used to say when the issue was over. And that was my first memory of him.
So, by that logic, the little dinosaurs from Jurassic Park could beat Sabretooth. The little ones that like go, and they got Newman in. Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Phil Nick Lizard looking man.
Sentry. Yeah, I mean Sentry could beat everybody. One of my favorite moments in all of comics was Ares, the god of war, being built up as the biggest badass for a year or two, and then an epic turn the page and Sentry just rips him in half. It was just amazing. In what was it?
He's lost his cam.
In House of M, Black Panther chopped Sabretooth's head off with a vibranium sword. So there's that.
Oh.
They got that going for him. Mr. Duncan Cunningham, the ghost hiding.
I'm the ghost walker. Cam died on me. It was all ready to go, and she's died. I was trying to do it on a Canon. First go, fail.
Don't worry.
It's all good.
Awesome. Well, tell us about Sabretooth. Why are we all drawing him today? Being that you're the person who picked him.
Well, I've always sort of been drawn to Sabretooth and his ability to take on Wolverine and slay people. So Wolverine's the best at what he does, and Sabretooth's actually a bit better because he enjoys it a little bit more. Wolverine doesn't tend to enjoy it too much. Victor Creed, he was born into a life of abuse, both physical and psychological. His father was a cruel, sadistic sort of a man who took pleasure in hurting his son. So this is where you get into the mind of Sabretooth and where he's coming from. Then pretty much after that, he got shaped from being cruel, and his father and that was being abusive to him. So then I think he ends up in the Weapon X sort of program and gets his mind wiped and all in there. I just recently read a book called Codename Wolverine, where he was in there. It was all them coming back together. It had Black Widow and all that sort of thing. It was a pretty good read, really. Yeah, I was, despite most thinking he was a mindless beast, his character, with a lot of depth and nuance, he's a complex and multi-faced villain, driven by his need for revenge and desire to prove himself as the strongest and most powerful mutant of all. His character that has been through a lot, but he is also a character that has grown and changed over the years. Sabretooth has a long history with Wolverine, often referred to him as his brother or arch nemesis. Their rivalry is one of the most iconic in the comics, with two of the characters locked in the battle that have spanned for decades. Sabretooth is a formidable opponent for many of the X-Men and other heroes, but he's also a character that has been through a lot, and his backstory is a tragic one. Sabretooth's portrayal in other media has varied, and the most faithful to the comics I reckon I enjoyed the most was from the 92 animated series. That's when I got right into Sabretooth. And a few of the other cartoons that come in and they brought him in, they sort of changed him and mixed him more with the movie characters and that. But yeah, I found him best in his own sort of single issues and all that. And he had a couple of good spin-off Sabretooth, and I loved the way he was always drawn, like with the big teeth and savageness. He's just like Wolverine, but didn't have the dilemma.
Cool.
How cool was his the first issue cover of his with the cutout cover?
And it popped out. I think I got that somewhere.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I've got a couple of busts of him and everything. Yeah, I don't mind old Sabretooth.
Yeah,
Kane Marco. Yeah, they're my two top sort of X-Men.
Wait,
villains.
Kane Marco, the Juggernaut?
The Juggernaut.
Yeah, so you're an X-Men guy, obviously?
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, sort of get back into it. What is a Mutant Empire? I don't know if you ever read those novels, not the comics. It's sort of based on comics, but there's a novelization of it. Yeah, it was a trilogy. No, I really got into that. It took me back because I was big into the X-Men as a teenager and that. But I just thought I've had these novels lying around, might as well give them a read, and it was epic. Like, it's better than a lot of the movies and that have done.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sweet. Well, while we're talking to this disembodied voice, we're going to go into our next segment, which will involve a lot of disembodied voice and then 9 other people just going like that. So it's going to make for interesting viewing. But close your eyes and take it inwards through your ear holes with a little segment.
Now it's the part of the show where we shine a big shiny spotlight on one of our creator friends. This week, we welcome
Name
and talk about their creative journey. Please, everybody, make some noise for
Name.
Yes.
Yay.
I was hoping during that little song to optimize my nipple torture gif of Sabretooth, but I'm just not having any luck, guys. It's too far to go for this joke. But killer jokes, from killer jokes to killer comics. Our guest here has an unfortunate
Trying to get
mole
it
on
going.
the front of his
Sorry,
face. But we are talking to one of the creators of this comic book right here. Not for the faint of heart.
Beautiful.
Crucifix Executioner.
Those are awesome covers.
Nice.
Yeah.
By golly. So, Duncan,
Yeah.
give us a little bit about you as a creator and basically your journey from a wee lad through to putting together this series of books.
Well, as a wee lad, I always liked going down to the old newsagents and picking myself up a couple of issues of comic books. Back in the day, it was blasphemy. I was raised a strict Catholic. So my mother didn't really like the X-Men comic that I brought home one time, and so she ripped it up and put it in the trailer. It was in the Savage Lands of Sauron. It was an X-Men comic. I remember it dearly, getting destroyed.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've just always enjoyed comic books, and I thought, oh, why not? One day I'll do my own comics. I actually made movies and that prior, but I thought, what a better way to get your imagination out there is through a team of artists and come together and get it out written in graphic novel form or single issue in comic books.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
So tell us about coming to the idea for Crucifix Executioner.
Well, Crucifix Executioner, that's been stuck with me for many years. Like, I was reading the newspaper one day, and I come across like this horrendous crime that was committed just up the road from me, and I thought, wouldn't it have been good if there was someone out there that could foresee these sort of tragic events and go down there and slay these wicked doers. And that's where sort of Glenn Parsons, the character, the Crucifix Executioner, came about. And then it spiraled on from there. Then I teamed up with another filmmaker, Aaron Cassidy, and we started brainstorming, and then we come together and come up with the Crucifix Executioner storyline with the corrupt detectives and another city sieged by pestilence and mayhem. But we just wanted to have fun with it and skate along that line without crossing it too far, but just making it that more entertaining for everyone.
And you were on writing duties or art duties on the book? I forget which one.
I was creator. I came up with the story and everything. I sat down with Mr. Cassidy, and he wrote it all together and put it in. I come up with all the characters, the stories, and we flesh it all out, and then put it all together. Then we come together. Then I speak to the artists and put it all together, pretty much like that producer type, sort of a role creator.
Yep.
And, get all that going.
Talk to us about your motion comics, that particularly one that played in a theater at the end of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was Kilnowski. It was a prequel comic based on the villains of Crucifix Executioner, part of the Kilnowski family. It's just a sort of a little short film of hillbillies that lived out in the woods, a bit of an inbred sort of storyline, like The Hills Have Eyes sort of thing. And put it together and turned it into a motion comic. It flowed quite well. If you're easily offended, probably best not watch it. But other than that, I heard it had a couple of complaints down there, but they viewed it in the old Monster Fest. But it's always good to provoke that sort of emotion from people, just from a bit of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
And as a lad who grew up Catholic, what level of blasphemy are we talking about with the Crucifix Executioner?
Oh, it's all in there. He's a perfectly good Catholic boy, the Crucifix Executioner, until he gets maimed by getting shot in the head, and then he can't control his abilities and goes haywire, and then starts slaying the wicked and just slaying anyone along his path. So poor old Glenn. So I've come up with emotion comics. I'm just releasing them at like one page at a time. I sort of reminisce of like back when you got the newspaper, you had a couple of panels there to read in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So there I put it together, and I thought, I'll release it a page a day sort of thing. So people who want to stick with the story can check it out. There's Peter's.
Was that in your local newspaper?
Yeah, look at that.
Excellent.
Magnificent.
Oh, good on you.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Fantastic.
Just to get a little in the weeds about the technicality of it all, how did you go about converting your comics into motion comics?
Well, I thought, because I'm from a filmmaking sort of a background, I thought, how can I sort of join these two mediums together and sort of get it away? Like, not everyone reads comic books, so I was thinking of another way to see if I can try and get it out in front of people that don't necessarily pick up a comic book and read it. Maybe they'll watch it or read along with it. So, yeah, it was a big undertaking, really, to try, because it's pretty much everything you've got to do in movies other than film it. You've got to get everything drawn, then you've got to go in and then cut all the pages out. And then I did that for a few of them, and then I hired a team and then got it done a hell of a lot quicker, because it was like 133 pages of it all. So, got all that going. But.
And did you like audition voice actors and stuff?
Yeah, I held it just as you would audition numerous actors from around the world.
Yeah.
We got a cast from around the world. David Lucan, he's the narrator. He's a Canadian fella. He did a pretty good job. Got an Irishman for the priest, Father O'Grady. He did a superb job. And Cassie, she's a local here in Australia from America. She voices all my female characters, and she's magnificent.
Yeah, awesome. So, and then how you've obviously got a lot of there's horror imagery and stuff. Are there ideas bouncing around in your head that maybe skew the other way? Do you have any sort of like, do you play around with other ideas in your head that maybe aren't so full on, or is it all horror all the time?
Well, it's not all horror. This other, well, it's sort of got horror. I always like horror elements mixed in with like action sort of thing. This new comic book that I'm working on, Destroyers, is more like Celtic warriors based in there, and they're going to be fighting like demons and angels, and there's a bit of possession bursting, and then conflict within himself. Rowan is the lead character in Destroyers. I'm hoping to get that out.
Yeah, awesome. So is that the next cab off the rank, or is there more Crucifix Executioner coming?
Crucifix Executioner, no, I've actually finished that storyline. That's 12 single issues. So I've got all them done, all three graphic novels. So they're all completed. Then I did the prequel, Kilnowski. That's 27 page.
Wow.
So sort of, if you read that one first, then you get into Crucifix Executioner. So, by issue 2, Crucifix Executioner issue 2, you see that Kilnowski and why he's going after him. Because he's, out of all one, he's like the real evil Ivan Kilnowski. He's the evilest in Walston City. So,
what's been the reaction from like some of your family members and friends about your comic books?
Oh, they just love it. My mother loves it. Yeah, good on you, Duncan. But yeah, well, it's not for, they're not my audience. So it's basically like the people that like the darker sort of materials, sort of like the Punisher. If you like the Punisher or Spawn and all that type of stuff, it's sort of down that follows those footsteps. With Todd McFarlane was inspired me to sort of start up my own sort of killer comics company sort of thing. I remember watching his DVD back in the day, just before he appeared at Supernova in Brisbane there, and I went and had a chat with him, and that's where it sort of sprung from there as well. So he's been a big inspiration to me.
Oh, that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good to have
excellent
bloke to talk to.
Yeah, it was good.
Did he help you with your storyline, or he just sort of encouraged you? And that sort of was it.
Oh, just encouraging, and he's just very pleasant to meet. And he was always. I sent it off to Image Comics originally before I released it, just to see what they thought, but I never got anything word back or anything from them. So I couldn't hang around any longer. So I wanted to get it out into the world, into the people.
Yeah.
Out there, so
can't wait forever.
Yeah.
well, I held on to it. Like we started it in 2013, and we thought we'd get a couple of issues done before we'd go to Supernova or anything. One of the cons to go out there and we front out, but then I probably thought should have released it one by one, like did Kickstarter sort of thing, instead of just going out, because I didn't really know what I was doing back then, getting into the comic book marketplace. But would have been better to sort of one issue at a time. But then I eventually went out with volume 1 and then did a volume 2, then a volume 3, then a motion comic sort of. So we got all that. So the motion comic ended up being like 45 minutes long. So
Right. Yeah, pretty good length.
So I've just been editing one page at a time and trying to get into the TikTok marketplace and see how that goes. Because social media, I was going pretty good on Facebook there, got up to 30,000 people following us, and then Facebook changes the algorithm, whatever happened there, and they all dropped off. No one was commenting, seeing the stuff anymore. They wanted us to boost and pay for everything. So that sort of steam was taken out of us, the momentum.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's awesome. All right. Well, that last bit wasn't so awesome, but yeah.
I keep plugging on and we keep going, and we'll get the stories out there in front of the people out there. So it's not. It'll make a really good TV series, I reckon.
Well, so how far along the process is Destroyer or Destroyers?
It's just about up to lettering.
Yeah, right.
So so we're going to release that one possibly around April, or run a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah,
and get that one fulfilled. The artwork, the cover work, everything's done, and hopefully that one gets out there. I think it's more people that are not inclined to pick up something that's called Crucifix Execution. Maybe they pick up some Celtic Warriors Destroyers comic book. Maybe they'll be interested in that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wrote a lot of that stuff back in the early 20s and that now, so I'm heading to 40. So I've sort of changed from that. I've been with that storyline for too long, so I want to try and do something else.
Good to have a challenge. Yeah, you can only push it so far, can't you?
That's it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, you'll have to come on back when Destroyers comes out, so we can
absolutely,
show some pages and tell people where to grab it. What do you think, Sis? Maybe time to take a look at some of the art that's been piling up backstage.
Yeah,
there.
sure.
Would you like
First
me to
one that came in was from Nathan Judd, which I think he made a comment just before.
Nathan Judd, was it?
Yeah, Judd. I think that's how you pronounce it, and that's his Instagram handle up the top.
Ah, nice, good move. That's awesome.
That's kind of your slimmer look, Lee. Slimmer Sabretooth.
Yep. Yeah.
More
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice work,
Very
Nathan.
good, mate.
Then we had Rob Langford with a bit of a sense of humour. He can't draw, so he drew Sabretooth.
Excellent.
That's the way.
You did it at the bottom of the page.
Thank you, Rob.
You didn't get a fresh piece of paper. I can see it. Basic blue, biro. Good on you, Rob.
So then we had Sean Craig. This is a work in progress. He hadn't finished it yet.
Oh, wow.
I can't see any of these. Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wolverine.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's cool.
I like that thuggy look he's given him. It's like he's sort of got shaven parts in his head.
Yeah.
I think that's his. What do they call that?
Oh yeah, that Gambit thingy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone called Gambit's a head sock.
That's
I'm going with head sock.
This feels Japanesey. Do you get any of those vibes?
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit. Yeah, that might be where
Like it
he's
should be on a
based
vase or something. On a plate.
yeah. Now that you say that, it's kind of got a face like one of those Chinese dragons sort of thing.
does.
Sabretooth.
It's very cool.
Wow, great work, Sean.
And for once in ages, I drew something.
No, here we go.
So here's the pencils.
Sizzle.
That's great.
Well, there you
Excellent.
go. Good on you, mate.
And then
Well
I
done.
inked it.
Hey,
Ooh.
There we
Oi.
go.
Awesome,
Sounds so
sis.
didn't come up
Yeah,
for
he
me.
did.
Great.
Good work,
Dynamic
mate.
pose.
There's a little bit of a cowardly lion in your Sabretooth, Sizzle.
Yeah, I didn't quite get the angle right, so it looks like he's leaping. But you know,
It's all good.
I did my best.
No, very
Yeah,
good, mate.
I assumed he was leaping. Looks good.
Cool. Then we got Nick May sent something in his absence.
Oh,
Well done, Nick.
Awesome.
The colours, right? You got Deshaun's favourite colours.
I'm liking this thing. We need to get everybody to put their Instagram handles on their work. It's just makes sense. Get a follower or two.
Yeah.
Do it.
Go on,
Speaking
mate.
of which, I encouraged Rob to do the same. Rob O'Connor.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
That's a good one. I like
No,
it.
yeah,
Right?
that's
All
the
good.
one.
Awesome.
Rob O'Connor.
The
Nice.
light in his hands are really cool. They're popping.
Absolutely. It's nice.
Yeah. Very good.
I like the scratchy background too. It kind of looks like he's in a room with a faint light behind a thatched wall.
He's tried to claw out of a cell or something.
Mm. Those notorious cells made of thatched walls.
Yes. Can't get out of those. Then we have Spedsy.
Hey,
Hey! What's he eating? What's this next burger?
dude,
Good one, man.
got some X burger.
Very casual.
That's the sexiest Sabretooth we've had so far. That's for sure. Slick.
Then I'm loving this one. Ruby Lyle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ruby.
Go, Ruby.
Look at that one.
That's right.
Yeah, very
I want more of
good.
these. Next week, Ruby. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah, next week more.
More.
Yeah, I've told her she needs to do it every week. We need to get
Oh,
those
nice.
We need to beat those Mays and those Lawsons.
Pick
No
up
more of this
the
Peter
win.
Lawson, Dana Lawson stuff.
Adorable.
Speaking of
Nice work,
Mays,
Cubes.
we got Dan May.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
good one, Dan.
Oh, wow.
Swift.
That looks
Very
great.
good, mate.
Cool.
I
Very
love
good.
the white outline thing.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Nice work, Dan.
So next up, we've got Jason Paulos with a bit of sense of humour.
Ah, Jason.
None of these are coming up for me.
Yeah, that's there.
Nice one, Jason.
Good one,
Excellent.
Jason.
Snicket.
I got the new Eek in the mail this week. Jealous.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I got
great.
one as well. I ordered one. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Mine got
Mm.
bloody. I have a crap letterbox and mine got wet. But I've
Oh,
dried it
right.
out and it should make for good reading still.
We got
Nice work,
Travis
Jason.
Richardson.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got all that.
Okay, little Jimmy. Out of all the cats in her house, which one messed up your grandma?
That's Fat Cat on the end. Fat Cat does not get enough love.
Next one, do it back.
Who's the one? Oh, Bin Kitty's there. Tigra, Catwoman. Who's the one on the very left?
Catman.
Yeah, I'm not recognizing that one.
He's
Catman.
a Marvel guy, Catman.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
I know a guy that used to spend some shifts in the fat cat outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has some stories.
Meow.
Well
I
done,
one
Sean.
time I was pluck a duck at a McHappy Day once.
Well,
People thought they were saying pluck a duck. It was actually just me in a bloody pluck a duck costume.
Anything
I
for
did
a
the
quick.
CFA koala once at a country show,
Mm, nice.
and it wasn't nice. It was a 35-degree day, and you're in a bloody koala suit. It was not nice at all.
Yeah, I actually in year 10 I got into an altercation with a bully who pushed me over, and I cracked my head. Well, I didn't really crack my skull, but the back of my head was bleeding. I had to be sent home, and I was already having the next day off because I had to work at my mum's chemist as some mascot for some sort of, and I had to wear this big bear suit. And so I sat, it was so hot that I just sat in a chair all day. And I was so still that people thought I was a big cuddly bear, and they would come up and cuddle me. And then I'd be like, "Yeah, get out, man!" and scare the absolute crap out of me. And then I was like, "I'm having a break. This is too hot." And I went outside and I took my head off just in time for a Kinder excursion coming past, and all the kids are going "Ah!" as the bear's head came up. And then just to tie in the bully thing, he was absolutely pooping his pants because he thought I had died or something because I had missed the next day of school. So take that, James Rolfe. Second appearance on ComX shows.
Yeah, that fella again.
Well, we've got another one. Ryan, oh, hang on.
Like a Spenzy duck.
So Ryan Christopher sent one in as well. No, he's
Ryan.
Yeah, good on you,
Sketchy goodness.
Little Macbeth.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very good.
Whose skull's he holding, I wonder?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Wow, look at Duncan's screen.
That's the best I can do without my face.
Yeah. It's slightly less terrifying than you with a monstrous mole that takes up half your face.
Yeah.
Then we've got Davo77.
Good on you, Davo.
Davo.
That little nugget man. That's great.
Excellent. I love just a couple of sticks and suddenly you got a total mood where he is. Trudging through the snow, looking for that little runt. Watch out for the Wendigo out there, Sabretooth.
That'd be a good battle. Has he fought the Wendigo? Or was it just Wolverine and the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Wendigo is one of those characters who's like poses a monstrous threat, or he's a throwaway sort of nothing. They just depending on the writer.
Nice. Go do
Whoa.
shit.
Wow.
That's great.
Dude, holy moly.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Nice.
Wow, that is full on.
No, there's just not enough Jim Lee influence in there, mate.
Oh,
We just got another one come in from Tony Menzie, who's becoming quite the regular.
Good on you, Tone. Good to see you.
Oh,
mate.
Tony.
Cool.
Oh,
Good one,
sweet.
man.
That's
Great
nice.
face.
Yeah,
some fear in there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then tomorrow he'll put it up on his page coloured and it'll look even better.
Yeah, it'll have 400 more layers of amazingness at the top.
Yeah, that's all find him and break his hands. So good.
You first, Pete, and then we'll see. If you go to jail, then
He does such good work.
He does.
he does.
He
He
does.
does. All the time.
speaking of good work, let's check in with our boy. Dave, what are we doing tonight?
Just watercolor again. So taking a bit longer than I thought. But, I'll just keep plodding away here until see how I go. What's all that noise?
That's this guy.
Sorry.
Someone, what are we doing here, Ryan?
Show us what you're up to, Ryan.
Can you tilt your thing and show?
White out.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Amazing. It sounds so haphazard, but you look at it and it's perfect placement.
Oh, it's haphazard.
Oh, Dave's getting some blacks in there now. All right. Oh, it's popping now. Everything's coming forward. The best part.
Where's your liquid paper, Dave?
I've got some white here. I've got a bottle of it here, and I've also got me thing, but I haven't had a bit of last to go on if I need it. I'm trying to avoid using it as much as possible. I'm trying to paint around the white bits. If you,
don't. The last time I pushed you to do something, it got a
I
big
splotched.
splotch on it.
That's right.
Excellent.
Just,
Quick, how do you feel with Dave stealing your whole watercolor gimmick?
Yeah, sure.
What about you, Lee? Can we check in? I know you're mid scribble, but maybe just get a little bit of a progress shot, if you will.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Whoa,
nice.
awesome.
yeah, good on you, Lee.
Looking wild.
Lee, do you have that thing where you get, you've sharpened your pencil and then you kind of got to do a little bit so you can get that sort of the right, and then you put it down for a second, you pick it up and you accidentally draw with the wrong side of it and it all feels wrong and sharp. And
Yeah, and you get that one gritty, like gravelly line through it. And you go, I do. Yes, absolutely.
so there is no trick. There's just, you've got to do one line and you got to get it wrong before you can get it right.
Man, I just think sometimes you get caught in the moment, and you just, like, I don't know, like that one there was a sharp pencil that just went blunt. So it just got on a nice angle, man, and you just roll with it. Got lucky. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Hugh? Can we check in and see where you're at?
I think. Oh, it's dripping. Hang on.
Are you traditional? Oh, of course you're traditional. You're on the brown paper, right?
No, I think
You're
that's
getting my
wrong.
cues right. Oh, son of a! Write things down, Spedsy. Do not trust.
Rob blacked it all out today. Yeah, I want the Office Works thick paper, but
Oh, cool.
You got it, Sis?
Just gonna blow them
Oh,
up.
hang on.
Looking good.
Looking good, Hugh.
Yeah, man.
Well done, mate.
Looks cool.
Sorry, fighting over the blow up buttons. Yeah.
Quick.
What's he snacking on? Oh, like a whiskey or something.
he's
Yeah.
he's got Silver Fox and he's having his whiskey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Show us
With
the
the happy
cowboy
birthday.
boots again. Yeah, that's cool. It's good detail.
Good on you.
What did you want to see, quick? Yeah.
Those
That's
cowboy
cool.
boots. It's giving that little Western influence. It's nice. Nice.
Duncan, are you drawing? I guess you can't really show us anything, can you? Because
Yeah, I am. I am having a bit of a draw, bit of a scribble, but yeah. I'll see if I can take a picture of it and send it.
Andrew, it's not too late. We've got about 15 more minutes of show. 20 more minutes of show. So send it on in.
I can send it up. Here's Andrew Lee's.
Wow, it's just, there you go.
Nice.
It's definitely not too late. We've already got it.
That's nice.
Excellent.
Really nice.
Yeah,
Love
cool.
those lines.
Love the
Yeah.
portrait. That's good.
Yeah.
Andrew
Yeah,
Lawson.
that's good.
Got a lot of power, a lot of movement.
Mm.
Nice, mate. Well done.
Yeah, wow. Excellent. We've kind of picked on everybody, haven't we? So how about
Peter.
Oh no, Peter, we haven't seen Peter's for a little while. Where you
There you
going,
go,
Pete?
Peter.
Get a looky loo.
I know.
Oh wow, he's smashing through those inks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Go. Go, you good thing.
Little stolen logo on there to make a poster out of it. There you go.
Sweet.
That's right.
Good one, Pete.
Hey, it's fun. Haven't gotten to the rotten bloody hairy bits yet, but yeah.
See what we
Give
can
me
do.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, sure. Jeez, mate.
Yeah, but you're going to have to send me 20 minutes worth of material because everyone's quietly drawing, and I've kind of burnt through all me what to do. How about we, Sis, can we check in with our missing Mr. Major. See if he's sent us anything.
Yes. Sorry, my brain just turned off for a second then. So we've got Alex sent in a picture, and you'll love this one, Svedsy.
Oh wait, we need them dancing. I forget that's the new deal around here.
Sluggish. Sluggish, I thought he's grey.
No, I would say he's green. He's a greyish green. He doesn't wear clothes. Well, he wears a jacket every now and again, but
Like me, huh?
I like his. Oh, you know why? Because the other night on a video chat, I was wearing a singlet, and Alex was commenting on my wearing a singlet. So that's a deep cut reference from Major.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some more.
The party up in here, man. Every show needs a dance break. All right. Well, being we're sort of on the X-Men thing, and we're sort of waiting on a few people to finish up their scribbles. Let's go around the room, perhaps, and everybody give me. We already know Duncan's answer, obviously, but who is your favorite X-Man or X-Woman or X-Villain? Starting with you, Sis.
I don't know who it would be anymore, but when I was reading it in the 90s, it was definitely Gambit.
Gambit?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
there was just something cool about him. The way Jim Lee did him, it was just cool. I've read him since. Not so cool. But when Jim Lee was doing him, very cool.
Yeah. Here, just to put you on the spot, though, can you remember any sort of cool Gambit moments? Or did he just look badass and had cool powers?
I do remember when they were playing basketball in, I think, issue 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And Rogue used her powers, and as a bit of a payback, he charged up the ball and blew her up through the wall. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite Gambit moments would be, of course, the classic line from the cartoon where him and Rogue have just gotten home, and Rogue runs straight inside the X-Mansion, leaving him outside in the car by himself. And he drops this classic line, "Don't worry, Rogue, I'll park the car." So, all those classic moments.
And he said it just like it was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
To park the car.
My favorite X-Men character would be Cyclops. Now, I don't like 90s cartoon Cyclops because he seems to be always whinging and always getting his butt kicked. Seemed like everyone on that team in the 90s cartoon did a lot of whinging except for Wolverine. Jean Grey's power was always running out. Storm was always worried about her claustrophobia. Wolverine was just not given anything. But Cyclops in the last, well, it's probably 20 years now, but from X-Men Deadly Genesis through to Avengers versus X-Men is one of the greatest long-term storytelling of a character in ongoing Marvel or DC comics, in my opinion, because you basically start with Cyclops as a Professor X sort of diet version of Professor X, and then there's the No More Mutants, and Cyclops becomes this militant, protective. It's a slow burn from him being Professor X Jr. to being Magneto Senior, almost to the point where Magneto is on Cyclops' X-Men team and deferring to Cyclops, and Cyclops becomes such a badass that even Captain America has to ask his permission for a few things. So yeah, the trajectory, the character arc of Cyclops, and told by many different writers, this slow burn from two sides of a coin. Love it. What about you, Quick? Have you got a favorite X-Man, X-Woman, X-Villain?
I've got a singlet reference to show off.
Excellent. With the headset.
I'm going to throw out Nightcrawler. He's a fun dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, like, everyone saw that X-Men film and came to school the next day, and everyone was like, that teleporting scene was insane. And we're still talking about it now. It's the best. So, yeah, Nightcrawler. I don't read a lot of the comics, but that scene stuck out to me as pretty special. And he was, an interesting dude all the way through.
That'd have to be up there for one of the greatest movie openings. Nightcrawler in line with the two people going through the White House, and then just vroom, 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 vroom. Yeah, excellent. I mean, it's literally Banff. I don't know why I went vroom, vroom. But they have a sound. What about you, Hugh? Have you got a favorite? Maggot? Andrew Law, come on.
Awesome. Go, Andrew.
Andrew Law, pop quiz. I need the name of that Beak. Actually, it might be Beak. What's the name of that guy who looks like a chicken? Is his name Beak? Yeah, that's the worst X-Men in my opinion. Sorry, Hugh, I cut you off with Beak's story.
Sorry, I haven't read much X-Men really, but probably as a kid, like Wolverine, just because I was into like Terminator and stuff, and he just had like the best of everything. But either him or Cyclops, really. Yeah.
Nice. How did you ever see the Wolverine in the X-Men cartoon? With Cyclops wearing a cool trench coat, but he was a sad sack because off camera, Jean Grey had died, and so he spent the whole time depressed and just like making. Just not doing my boy any favors. Poor Cyclops. Spent the whole show crying. There's an amazing sequence, though. Wolverine and the X-Men. You got to watch it. Where they're in the X-Jet. They've got to get someone out of another plane. And Kitty Pryde phases through the jet floor, through the air, and into the other jet. It's awesome. What about you, Pete? Who's your favorite X-Man, X-Woman, X-Villain?
Rogue. Not from the movie. Rogue from the comics, not from the movies. The movie Rogue is crap. Really boring. But comic Rogue was just interesting. Like, she managed somehow to maintain such a upbeat part of her personality externally. Or she couldn't touch anybody, or was denied all of that stuff that a young woman should have. And but she still outwardly maintained all of that positivity. At the same time, she wanted to kick ass. She really did.
Yeah.
And she was more interesting as a villain before she stole Captain Marvel's powers. She was really good as a villain. But then sort of came down a bit when she went to the X-Men. But as a villain, she was great. Just sort of, so led around by the nose by Mystique, who sort of comes close to being as much of a favourite as well. I really liked her. And again, not in the movies. They rubbished her up in the movies, but in the comics, she was great.
Yeah, Mystique is Rogue's mum, right? Do we know who Rogue's dad is?
I didn't actually know that. So there you
Not
go.
a real mother.
No, Mystique is
Not a real mother.
Nightcrawler's mum.
Foster.
Adopted is what I'm looking for.
Sabretooth had a fling with her as well.
Hello. Oh, yeah, she's adopted by Mystique and Destiny. Now, Destiny being Mystique's mum. Right?
Sure.
No? Okay.
Sure.
We'll go with that.
Destiny is Mystique's lover.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I'm all over the shop.
Destiny was really old.
Yeah.
Look at that
Well,
lady.
technically, so's Mystique. Her
That's true.
powers
That's true.
have kept her young.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But,
Oh, yeah. All right. No, they were in love. Okay.
didn't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to consult Mr. Wikipedia. And what about you, Dave? I imagine. Have you read many X-Men comics?
Is I think is Bishop X-Men or not?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Bishop.
Yeah.
I think I like Bishop.
Nice choice.
Why do you like Bishop?
I don't know. I think I bought a few of those comics back in the 90s, and I must have liked it either for the art or that might be about it, probably. But is he a black fella?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yep.
And he's
I
from
like
he's
that.
from the future and comes back to kill. Who does he come back to kill? Anyone remember? Is it
X-Men.
Rogue?
X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah.
As in,
No, it was a villain
and-
who
and-
travelled back in time.
He was chasing Gambit, wasn't he?
was it
He
Gambit?
thought Gambit
One of
was
them,
the
yeah.
reason for the death of the X-Men.
Nimrod followed him back. He's sort of
Yeah.
based on Terminator, yeah.
Nimrod.
So was Cable. Cable was sort of based on Terminator as well.
Yeah, he was a bit, wasn't he?
Who was the artist for that back then? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Oh, well, we're probably talking Days of Future Past. Is that when
Yeah,
Bishop
that's the one.
rocked up?
Days of Future Past was John Byrne. I
Mhm.
think if Bishop was in that or not.
He's in the Bishop's in the 90s.
Yeah, Bishop
I
was the
don't think
90s.
Bishop was in Days of Future Past.
No, I don't think he was.
What? I thought it. Yeah.
Not in the
movie-
cartoon version.
In the
No,
cartoon.
yeah, the cartoon version they brought him in. Yeah,
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I would have been buying the comic in about 97 or 96 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
97 or 98, something like that.
Yeah, he first appeared in 1991 in Uncanny X-Men 282, created by Wiles Pitacchio and John Byrne.
Will's Pitacchio, isn't it?
False.
What did I say? Yeah, Willie.
Wiles.
Wiles.
Wills.
Wilshy.
Yeah. Wills, I just saw him interviewed the other day. He's a Filipino bloke.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you, Ryan? You got a fave?
Yeah. I loved him as a kid. I've got a figurine of him. Long shot.
Long shot.
Oh, there's one out of left field.
Yeah.
He's a mutant, but I've always loved him. Just always loved the
Really
character.
cool design.
Yeah, Adams. And Nick Ascenti created him.
Yeah, right. See, I'm only
Yeah.
familiar with him from like X-Men 10 or something in the 91 series when he was on Mojo World, and I found Longshot to be a douchebag with a
He's got
weird
that
mullet. Yeah. But I haven't
liked him
read
at the
his
start,
earlier minis
back-
and stuff.
Yeah, he's probably different now, but yeah, I loved him back then for some reason. Just don't know.
What's his power? Is he got like, is it a luck based something or
Yeah,
other?
Luck
No.
and is it hollow bones? So he
yeah.
can
Hollow Bones is agile.
Agile, yeah.
What does Hollow Bones
Hollow
do?
Bones. He's
makes
just
him really
lightweight.
light.
Hello, Bones. What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Leg? It's Leg.
Man, I I don't think I was a Wolverine dude, but I don't think I've been thinking. I don't necessarily think I've had a particular favorite. Like when it came to the X-Men comics, I gravitated towards teams, and I love that Silvestri period. But when there was the team that went to Australia, and it was like Wolverine and Dazzler and Longshot and Colossus and Psylocke and
Oh,
And
yeah.
Jubilee turned up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was a cool team, man, and I really liked that period. So I guess I would say, obviously yes, Wolverine. Everyone loves Wolverine, but like, yeah, for a team that was really cool. X-Men period, because that's when it sort of took off into Madripoor and Patch, and Jim Lee was rocking up and doing some stuff, and to get back to my favorite scene of Gambit, I can't believe both of you didn't say this. is that really cool comic where the Star Jammer dude or the Shi'ar dude is coming at him, and he goes, "I'll give you the full deck of cards."
The
And
full
he, like,
deck,
grabs
yes.
the deck and he flicks it and blows that Gladiator. That's who it was, to hell.
Gladiator,
Yeah.
I always thought that was a cool scene. So
Gladiator, man, his design annoyed me. So weird looking guy.
yeah. That mohawk. It never hurt. Yeah. Oh, what do you do? I mean, I wouldn't argue with the man.
Yeah.
But you want that, wear that get up, man. You do your thing, you know. Yeah. But
Well,
that,
I mean, as weird as he looked, they always wrote him as like when he rocked up, stuff was about to go down.
oh yeah.
He was written like a tough SOB.
Yeah, he was. No, he made some good comics though, man. Like he was in some good stuff there. So pretty good villain. I don't know what they've done with him, if anything, in the last 10 or 15 years, but used to pop up here and there.
Controversial because I hated whenever the X-Men went to space. Being obviously being in the outback is like as far away from space as you could get. Did you like all the Shi'ar stuff and space?
Oh, look, man. My dad wasn't a huge X-Men fan. He was more Avengers, and it was just something didn't click with me with the Avengers, like appreciative of the Avengers, but X-Men just in general. So I went Burko on them, man. Like I've got thousands of issues of the X-Men, like anywhere, book exchanges, anywhere. I'd just go nuts, man. So I just didn't care whether they were in space or in the savage land or, the Australian outback, wherever. I was in that zone, man, like for X-Men. So, yeah. So I still like it. It's a bit dated now, but, when you think back on all the drama and stuff of the X-Men, it was good. It's a good comic.
What about you, Deshaun? You got a favorite?
Yeah, obvious one is Wolverine. I like Wolverine, but I like Mr. Sinister.
Nice.
He's my favorite.
Especially because I'm a contrarian douchebag tonight. I hate Mr. Sinister. I just don't understand him. So sell me on Mr. Sinister. What's his deal?
I like him because he looks. Mostly, I like the visual look of him. Like he looks like Dracula.
Yep.
Especially the animated series version.
That big weird cape that goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the recent months, he has a beard and all that. I don't like that. And it has this sharp teeth.
Yeah.
That was, I think, Mark Silvestri. I think he designed Mr. Sinister.
Yeah,
he's like the mad scientist of mutants. So he makes. I think he's cloning. He's most of the time he's cloning mutant. I think he cloned Jean Grey.
Is that Madeline Pryor?
I think she became Goblin Queen.
Yeah, all of the mutants, man. That was awesome.
All of the mutants, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Holy crap! That's awesome.
Nice.
Wow. Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Duncan, outside of the Sabretooth of it all, who's your favorite X-Man, X-Woman, X-Villain?
No, I've always liked that Colossus as well. The big Russian.
Yeah.
I used to like him fighting Juggernaut all the time. It was always good. Pieta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and taking on Omega Red, and that was pretty good too. Colossus. Just thought it was pretty cool. Just have big armor and grows giant super strength, throwing tank around.
My issue with Colossus would be like Magic, his sister, who is an amazing character, and then he's always just a wet blanket because she wants to do all this badassery, and he's just always like, no, what's her name? I can't remember.
Ilyana.
No,
Ilyana.
what is it? Ilyana, yeah. He's
Please,
always
Ilyana.
chasing after her. Ilyana, no, you cannot. Just rightio, mate. Just let it. She's almost more powerful than you now. Just let her go. Sorry. So Juggernaut's your guy as well.
Yeah, I like Juggernaut. He joined the X-Men there at one stage, and Sabretooth even joined the X-Men as well at one stage. I forget which storyline arc that was, but they've all been a part of the X-Men at one stage or another.
Yeah.
Always like Age of Apocalypse is always good. I think Sabretooth is he's a member of an X-Men in that, if I recall.
Mm.
Yeah, he is. He's one of the main members.
Yeah, he's like one of the good guys.
Yeah, Wolverine's running around with that little stump thing.
Yeah, didn't he take on Cyclops and take Cyclops' eye or something?
Yep.
Who's the? So I didn't really read Age of Apocalypse, but I've seen all the imagery and stuff. Who's the mini Sabretooth who's always running around with Sabretooth?
Wild Child.
Yeah.
Wild Child.
Yeah,
What's
from
that guy's
Alpha Flight.
deal?
Yeah.
He just looks
Gamma
like baby
Flight,
Sabretooth.
Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
Wild Child. He's cool.
Good enough.
Yeah. I'm like, what's his deal? And everyone just says his name. Moves on.
Yeah, Wild
Oh,
Child.
it's-
Yeah, I have no
I
idea
like
what his
that.
deal
That's
is.
very
No,
cool.
I haven't read Age of Apocalypse. I want to, but I haven't read it. It's interesting.
Wild Child's basically like Sabretooth, basically.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, we're kind of reaching that time.
We've got
So
another picture.
yeah, I was just going to say I've seen something else pop up, so maybe we'll take a look at that before we start heading home. Do you want me to do the clicking? We got one from
Yeah, I'm getting another
Duncan
eye.
Cunningham. Our
Oh,
guest
look
of
at
honor.
that. Just a
Good
quick
one, mate.
scribble.
Nice. That's a hairy chest if ever I saw one. Excellent.
And Lee sent a photo of his so we can see it a bit better.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, look at that. That's a hairy
Look at
man. Oh, Sean in the comments.
Wait.
Well, Sean, we're going to do our self promo section. So,
Oh,
although
Sean, come
without
on, mate.
Alex here, that'll only probably take a minute and a half.
Yeah.
We'll see. We love you, Alex. All right. Well, let's talk about ourselves for a bit.
This,
In a segment.
this is as far as I've got tonight.
Awesome,
Excellent
Dave.
work, Dave.
Awesome, Dave.
That's great, Dave.
Needs a lot more work yet, but
I
anyway.
like the shine in his head sock.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Anyway,
Rad.
not finished.
Nice. All right. Let's do this thing.
This poor person is looking through the newspaper for info on what projects our artists have been working on. And this lost individual is using a map to find where she can follow our artists on social media and buy their books. How about we save them the trouble and just tell them? We call this next segment Shameless Self-Promotion.
And I'm first, I guess. So, as usual, ComX shop, ComX.shop, where you can get lots of books from a lot of the people on the screen, a lot of people not on the screen. We have currently about 90 titles that are still in stock. We have 100 in there, but a few of them are out of stock. But the one I want to mention is Sizzle and Doug. We still have 58, I think it is, last time I looked, issues of that left. Yep, cool, thank you. And yeah, so they are numbered from 1 to 100. So the earlier you get in, the lower the number that you get.
And there are only 100. There will
Only
never be
100,
any more. So grab them while you can. I spent the week working on a little book called Ring Around the Rosie, featuring myself, Lee Chalker, Ryan Veller, and Ben Sullivan. So you can, that will be dropping at some point. We have to have a production meeting at some stage soon and work out how, when, and where. But maybe you could keep an eye on @Spedsy on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, psychogenitor.com, all those sorts of places. and you'll soon find out. And also, don't forget to like the video that you are watching, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell to be notified of when the shows are going live. Because ComX network on YouTube is chock-a-block. There's nary a night free. So you got Sundays with Peter Wilson talking to creators. You got the Tuesday Chinwag with Lee Chalker. Then you got the Oz ComX show with Shaden, Sis, and Morgan Quaid on Wednesday nights. And of course, you got us here amongst the chaos. So subscribe to the channel, help us build our empire. And what say you, Quick?
Last week I said I'm not going to do much talking because I'm building up to something. I'm going to do that again this week with a quick pass to Hugh. But I'm trying to build up my TikTok. So if you want to get around Detective Budgie on TikTok, do that. Hugh, quick one, go.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same. Just follow me at McGowan Hugh or add me on Facebook. But yeah, well, because Duncan's video's down, just a shout out to his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Quality, you read them, Hugh, or what?
No, I read the first one, but
Oh,
I love it. Like, it's remind me a bit of From Hell I just finished as well. But yeah, my mum actually got the newspaper thing as well, being Ipswich people.
there you go. Cut out. Got the clip out,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
nice.
She's like, oh, comics here, and yeah,
Look,
they're like,
there you go.
yeah, I met him.
I met that bloke, Mum.
Met him for a minute or so, and then he disappeared behind a wall of
Yeah.
terrifying artwork. He's a
yeah,
disembodied
that's
voice.
about me.
Awesome. Mr. Lawson.
Yeah, I'm plugging away, feverishly inking Torn issue 3 so we can get that out after a couple of production hiccups. So there's a quick teaser of a page of that.
Yeah.
And I'm currently working with Andrew Bergen to do what is essentially a sequel to his very popular book from a few years ago, Bullet Gal. Doing a sort of a 2.0 of that. And that is what we're hoping to pick it up. That is what we're hoping to use for her.
Excellent.
That project that's underway.
Awesome, man.
And that's it. Off to Duncan.
Yeah, you got it, did you, Sis? That's good. I mean, a Spedsy came in the mail.
Yeah, man. Beautifully, safe sound. Awesome. Excellent stuff.
And there's something else in there with it. You got that all right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I haven't finished reading the book yet. But Dave sent me, what would you call it? Your thumbnails, your planning of the book almost.
Yeah, me draft.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pages. It's thumbnailed out. Yeah, basic thumbnails. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome.
Do we all get that, Dave, when we on the ComX shop?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry, that's the original. There ain't no copies of that.
It was funny because on the Oz ComX show on Wednesday, Shaden asked you about your process, and you said, "I've got my Beowulf sheets. Where are they?" You were just here. And then when I opened the mail, I was like, "Does he forget that he sent me?" Oh, they're different sheets. I don't know.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Anyway, yeah, well, you know, those sort of things, they just go in a drawer and they sit there doing nothing. I thought, well, you may be interested in looking at
Yeah,
them.
definitely. I want to compare them, hold them up, and question your decisions. Why did he change it from that to that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll have a look through. There's where you can find my stuff. The ComX shop and ownerindie.com.
Nice.
Was it at the P, Dave, that you thought, oh, I can't keep up this boldness? I'm going to...
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to take me forever if I bold them all at that sort of width.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. All right, Ryan, away yours, mate.
Currently working on Battery Hen through ComX. This is my page I'm currently working on.
Oh, look at that.
It's all
Nice.
really. I'm painting it and colouring it with pens.
Oh wow.
That's good.
That's beautiful.
That's half finished, that page. So that'll be through ComX, and Ringing Around the Rosie's coming out soon. So that's my current things. Lee.
Yeah.
You're a beast, man. Unbelievable. Hell of an artist. Mate, battleforbustle.com, issue 5 will be out soon. Ring Around the Rosie. Tuesday, Chinwags. This week, Morgan Quaid. ComX, sort of everywhere at the moment. Sorry. Well, what do you do? Anyway, that's me. You'll find me somewhere floating around. Over to Dushan.
You can find my art at Silva Dushan on Instagram and Art of Dushan on Facebook. And you can buy Lycery issue 1 at ComX shop.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice, mate.
Slick.
And then I'm releasing issue 2 very soon, and I'm doing a Kickstarter for it. I'm doing the pre-launch page already, so it's on my Instagram bio. And this is issue 2. Just I got some print samples. And SK did the lettering for it, and it looks very good. Big shout out for him. He did a fantastic job on the lettering. So that's a proof copy.
Right. Who was it did the lettering, Dushan?
ESK?
Oh, SK.
SK, yeah.
Right. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Looks good, man.
Right, mate. Good.
There's Lisa away for you, dude.
Yeah.
Is it? You doing a cover, are you, Pete?
Possibly for something else.
I
don't know how much we're allowed to mention of that. So.
All right. Nice, mate. Good work, Dushan.
Mr. Cunningham, where can we find you and your books?
You can find me at killercomics.com or at killercomics at most social media, except for TikTok. It's killer.comics. There you go. There's the logo out there from Hugh. Yeah, pretty much releasing. I'm halfway through issue 2 of the motion comic. If you can't get your hands on a comic book, you can always watch along. Comment and watch along. And yeah. What do you guys think of motion comics in general?
All right. All for it.
I don't know.
Sounds cool.
I've watched a few.
I haven't seen much, mate, but yours will be the first.
Yes, it's coming out.
Yeah. How do you describe the difference between that and animation?
It's like moving pages. Like you don't have too much moving, but looking at all this IA, artificial intelligence that comes out, that making animating real easy. So it might get a bit easier down the track. But yeah, I just remember watching the old Incredible Hulk on VHS. It was all pretty much motion comics, and I thought, we're at the stage now. Like I can do my own motion comics as well. So
yeah,
all that. Marvel used to do Marvel Knights, I think it was, had a lot of their motion comics, and Wolverine Origin. That was a real good motion comic. I enjoyed that. But yeah, Killer Comics
one too. Sorry.
Yeah, Watchmen. Yeah, that was a good one too. I researched that when we were making ours. Yeah. Got it on. Cool. Yes. Killercomics.com.
Awesome. Now, we dare not forget Sean Craig sent through finished artwork.
Yep.
Ooh,
there we go.
Very nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very good, Sean. Beautiful. Wolverine there.
Wolverine.
Yeah. Very good, mate.
Good stuff.
Love it.
Alrighty.
Just for a surprise, I went one step further. I didn't do the watercolors because I don't know how to do watercolors. I wouldn't have a clue, but I used colored pencils.
Okay.
Good on you.
Yeah, there we go.
That's good, mate. Good on you, sis.
I like it.
Fantastic.
Now you need to get the white out and just splatter it all over the place.
Yeah,
Just a bit of blood
Give it a
splatter
go.
on that, mate. Blood splatter fixes everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sis, I think we did it.
We did.
Did we do it? Is it done?
did it. It's
All
done.
right.
So thank you everyone on the show. Thank you, Duncan, for being our special guest. Thank you to all the artists. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for everyone who watches the replays later. I can't remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, so that's the show. Have a good night, everyone.
Who are we drawing next week, just to give people a head start?
Next week is Gru the Wanderer.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I'll be
What?
curious to see people's versions of that.
I
Sergio
don't even know.
Aragonis.
And we're talking with the other half of
Yeah, Mr. Aaron Cassidy.
yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, until then, say your vitamins and eat your prayers, and we'll see you on down the road.
Someone should call the police. The show has been murdered. But in 1 week we will rebuild it. Better, stronger, faster. In the meantime, head to ComX.shop and powder your chestnuts on a copy of Detective Budgie by Nick Cleary, Amazing Tales by Dave Dye, Vamoose by Nick May, Battle for Bustle by Lee Chalker, Radical by Ed Kearsley, Sluggish by Spedsy, Crimson and Rascal by Peter Wilson, ComX Presents featuring so many of the creators that have appeared on this show. And so much more. Alright Sis, press the button. End the show. Don't make me butter your biscuit. Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle? Sausage sizzle. Hashtag bunning.